Hello everybody and welcome back to another Beyond All Reason video. Enno here is back on a brand new map, playing as Armada today, and we are on Aurelia. We have not seen Enno on this map, so let's see how they do. Will they do some really funky plays like they did in the last match, or will they actually go for the win properly this time? Playing against Yun here. OS 53, playing as Cortex. Now, Yun is starting in what we would know as the traditional start position here. Far enough back from this high ridge line that it doesn't really impact the base too much, but also in a spot where expansion is relatively quick. Now, Enno on the opposite side here, though, is starting in what used to be the more traditional start position on this map, giving you a fairly, well, used to be somewhat fairly defended base, but you are susceptible to artillery from this ridge line. But it also gives you relatively good access and early access to the water. If you are able to get an amphib constructor out, which they do have access to, they will be able to maybe get these 4 extra metal extractors, or at least these 2 extras, with very little pressure from Yun, depending on how early they get it. The downside to that is, though, is they are slightly further away from this side here, and it is very important to try and hold down as far as you can. Generally, the way that the lane gets drawn is you get a line either here or either here for one player, giving an additional 4 metal points to one of the players. The middle here is obviously generally quite contested. Now, we're not going to spend too long looking at that. We see blitzes already coming out from Enno, although Enno is not doing great with his early economy, pushing just units, no cons out whatsoever yet, and is prioritizing a very strong early harass. So we'll see how this does. The first scouts are making their way out. Did Yun happen to see that? I don't think he did, but he would not be expecting this as the first scout comes in. A pounder already out here. Now, the blitzes will not be able to do too much with a pounder here. And a second pounder is approaching. Yun's com is moving in a position to try and stop these blitzes. Enough energy for a D-gun now already. Ah, that's a great D-gun. Yun managing to D-gun 4 of the 5 blitzes. And although the pounders kind of do the damage that he was hoping for anyway, that's definitely hurt Yun's energy economy. Now, a lot of scouts are surrounding Yun's position. I don't think he has too much to worry about here. He does have some pounders, and now incisors also coming out as well. There's not going to be anywhere near enough scouts to stop Yun's commander from slowly expanding. He's hoping to find a hole, Enno is. And actually, that was surprising how much damage that did. So he actually intentionally just moved the scout right next to the windmills so that the pounder shot would actually do the damage that he wanted to do. It's quite funny. And look, he's done it again, getting right in, getting the pounder to do the damage. That's quite ingenious, actually. And again comes the scouts. Somewhat poorly managed that time. Could have done a lot more if they were microed a bit better. And now the pressure for Yun is off. They're able to spread out much more effectively. Enno has still not gone for a amphibious constructor. Actually only has his 3rd constructor, and now basically has no army units whatsoever after just building a 2nd blitz now. No radar yet either for Enno, so he did not see that scout coming or sees anything coming down the middle. And that's some decent harass there by Enno in this early game. Build power is now currently advantage Enno. Energy a second is also advantage Enno, which is mostly what happened damage-wise. But metal produced is still slight advantage Yun at this early stage. But we're only 5 minutes in, and 200 metal is not the end of the world. Enno definitely lost over 200 metals worth of units already, so it's not that big a deal. He does have a radar. Yes, he does have a radar. Right back here. It's a pretty good place for a radar, to be honest with you. He is... he does manage to catch that one up. But he's still a little bit slow in the expanding. Obviously, Yun took a lot of damage. So that explains why he's slow. He's building his first con turret, and he's probably going to either use this constructor here for energy scaling, or he's going to use that for expansion. Yun does have 2 cons now expanding, which is good, and he's building a 4th constructor. Still not a single amphibious con to be had. Now, bear in mind that the tidal strength is 14, so you could actually just get the amphib con to go here, here, maybe build something here to stop, and then just go back and spam tidal in the corner in an attempt to have a bit of a safer energy generation. You could also go in the center here with that amphib con, but neither player getting one out just yet. A mine layer actually being built here by Yun. But it's going to be difficult for Enno to push in with pounders still out and about. Blitzes will not be able to get past them really, and a mixture of incisors will do pretty effectively. Mine layer also coming out here to give Yun a bit of an active defense. Now, Enno seems to believe he's got him very contained because he is doubling down on the build power right now quite heavily. Amount of build power that Enno has increased drastically over such a short period of time, and you can see him starting to plan to scale that energy up and up with a build turret going down, 2 build turret going down, and then plenty of wind gens as well. Some solars being needed though right now due to the huge amount of metal, and no transition over to any other form of tanks just yet. Still just... there we go. Finally, the beaver now being built. Yun, though, going for air transports instead. Interesting. So he's transitioned to air, get some air transports, and he is going to air transport a pounder into the back of Enno's base. Well, I did say I hoping to see some more airdrops, and I was expecting it from Enno, not Yun. So happy to see another airdrop. It's just what we want to see. Some more interesting gameplay. Enno did manage to catch a constructor there and 2 metal extractors as it made its way through. This guy may be able to get 1 additional metal extractor. Oh, the chase has stopped. Shuriken's also coming out now, and this blitz will get stunned. The other one will get a metal extractor, maybe a second, but I think the Shuriken's going to get there in time. Most important thing though, this pounder has landed, but is not currently being microed. F move has been set. The beaver manages to get away in time. Air transports being used by Yun to move a constructor, to get those water maxes. This pounder just hitting the solar. Surprisingly, Enno not really reacting to this other than sending a constructor after the pounder. And I mean, it did some decent damage. I think it was maybe hoping for a bit more con turrets, and everything else just kind of dealt with the problem. Enno's com, very, very ballsy move there, moving to the middle of the map, right on Yun's side. Now with air up and about. Eno is already building fighters. Oh, only a single one though. Ooh. We just missed that, but the entire attacking force of Eno gets destroyed on mines. And now we see another air transport happening. Both players had similar thoughts. And just to try and stop the opponent building stuff here. It hasn't worked out though for Eno, as there was already an LLT built. And it just took too long for Eno to get out onto these expansion mexes. Surprisingly, there was no kind of line drawn in the sand by either player on this side. We do see Eno getting dropped in so many different places here as another pounder gets dropped on this high ground. No AA built here, and these transports are just free to go wherever they want. And this is going to be more metal extractors killed, as well as an expanding con, which is quite a big thing. And it seems that Eno is going back to his old reliable Centurions and air transports. As if he didn't realize that last time that didn't work against Cortex vehicles. He's like, nah, stuff that. I'm doing it again. Because if first you don't succeed, fail, fail, fail again, apparently. And there goes another construction con of Eno. So Eno losing quite a bit here. He is still in a decent position in the middle. This radar is actually pretty good value for him. You can see that there's nothing around. He's just going to walk up, degun that mechs, and then walk away again. This center position will go down very quickly as well. Now, Eno doesn't really have the energy to do anything here. And he loses his con in the center as well. I'm waiting for those Centurions to make a move. Con did kill the metal extractor in the middle, but there is a decent amount of reclaim now. Constructor already reclaiming the areas and rebuilding the areas that were lost by that air transport. And a air transport constructor is actually going over to the areas that the pounder just killed. And the Centurion airdrop is on its way to the base of Yun. But by doing that, he has left his base completely defenseless. With only 2 Centurions to stop this attack, it is not going to be enough. And especially when Eno just walks the Centurions by all of the forces. Only 3 of the 5 or 6 Centurions actually managed to make landfall. And they look like they're going to go for a base trade here. Eno has transitioned to Tech 2
Game paused.
And is rushing
Game
a Tiger
started.
straight out. Both bases here being pretty annihilated. There are con turrets that could eat up what's left of this attacking force, but instead they're not currently. Eno is desperately going to try and get that degun off. Deguns the base. That Tiger, though, will cause problems. Eno is just going to try and hide in his opponent's base here, trying to block shots off from the Tiger whilst still doing damage. He needs to get rid of the air lab and hope that he can come and save his commander with an air transport. Meanwhile, his commander here, look, just hiding behind windmills. Yun's self-destructing all of the windmills. So Eno has nowhere to hide. The cloak, he doesn't have that much energy. I mean, Eno's called GG with Yun. The question here is, can Eno make it into the water in time? Yun has nothing left at this point. He's just got to keep running. Cloak. Cloak. He gets too close. He doesn't have the energy for the D-gun. Oh my god, I know. If he makes it into the water, he's won. Oh, the captured Centurion. Oh my god, Eno makes it into the water with 5% health. Yun with no base left whatsoever. My goodness, that was a ridiculous turn of events. Wow. I mean, that's GG, surely. Yun has no base. He has rebuilding some economy. Eno still has, you know, a decent-ish amount left. There is a single Tech 2 tank that is making its way out. I'm surprised he went so strong for gunships here, Eno, when he's got so many enemy fighters. They look like they're going to trade bases now anyway, and Eno's going to lose his base. The biggest problem here is that Eno needs to kill the remaining fighters and then go in with the gunships to snipe Yun's comm before he loses everything else, because that is going to kill the rest of his base. Oh, interesting. He's actually used the gunships there to actually provide a bit of damage for having less fighters. And there we go. Tremendous play by Eno. That was some huge cojones on him, and by Jove, did that pay off. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to do all of that YouTube malarkey, and I'll see you all next time.